All right, let's dive right in. We are about to take a journey into a secret universe, a world of such breathtaking complexity, it's almost hard to believe. And this world isn't in some distant galaxy. It's happening inside every single one of us right now. This is the hidden life of the cell. And that quote just nails it, doesn't it? What we're about to explore feels like science fiction, but it's not. It's a real battle that's raging inside you every second of every day, a microscopic drama on a truly epic scale.
So, what are we even made of? Well, try to wrap your head around this number, 120 trillion. That's how many individual cells are working together in concert to make you, well, you. Each one is a tiny unit of life making up your brain, your heart, your muscles, absolutely every part of you.
So let's start by exploring this world within a cell. And you gotta forget thinking of a cell as just some simple blob of jelly. No, it's much more like a bustling, super-organized city, a microscopic metropolis just humming with activity. So, who's actually doing all the work in this city? Well, the real workers, the absolute MVPs of this incredible world, are the proteins. And these aren't just, abstract chemicals. They are spectacular microscopic machines. They're the city's builders, creating this internal skeleton that gives the cell its whole shape. And they're also the delivery guys, motor proteins that literally walk along cellular highways, carrying vital cargo wherever it needs to go. And all that activity? It requires a ridiculous amount of energy. That's where the mitochondria come in. Think of these as the cell's power stations. And what's just mind-blowing is the sheer power we're talking about. Inside each one, tiny turbines are spinning at over 1,000 times per minute. They're constantly recharging billions of tiny chemical batteries that power our every single thought, every heartbeat, every movement. Okay, so at the very heart of this metropolis, everything is working according to a master plan. And that plan is protected deep inside this super secure vault, the nucleus. This is the command center. It contains the instruction manual for all of life, our DNA. It's the code that tells our cells what to build, when to build it, and how to organize not just themselves, but our entire bodies. But these beautiful, complex worlds, they're on the front line of the longest war in history, because this perfect cellular city is about to face an ancient and absolutely ruthless enemy. The invasion is beginning. So meet the villain of our story, the Adenovirus. It's one of our most common enemies, It causes anything from a common cold to pneumonia. And you can see here, it's a masterpiece of evolutionary design. A tiny, perfect machine with a single brutal purpose. Get inside a cell, kill it, and make more of itself. And the difference between these two is just stark. On one side, you've got the cell, this complex, self-sufficient city that is, without a doubt, alive. On the other side, the virus. It's so simple that scientists can't even agree if it's truly alive. It can't move on its own, it can't make its own energy, it is completely useless without a host cell to hijack. But hey, don't let that simplicity fool you. Over billions of years, this virus has developed a brutally effective plan of attack. First, it uses these counterfeit keys on its surface to trick the cell's security guards into letting it in. Then, it gets wrapped up in a bubble and brought inside. Once it's in there, it uses the cell's own acid to break out of its little prison. And finally, it latches onto the cell's internal highway system to get a free ride to its ultimate target. And that brings us to the climax of our story, hijacking the system. The virus, after deceiving the cell at every single turn, has now arrived at the gates of the command center itself, the nucleus. And this is where the virus's deception is just pure genius. As the nucleus's security arms try to pull the virus inside, it gets stuck. The forces pulling on it are so strong that the virus is literally ripped to shreds. But what looks like a total disaster for the virus is actually its masterstroke. Its outer shell cracks open, releasing its ultimate weapon, its own strand of DNA, directly into the cell's control center. This is the turning point, the cell's own sophisticated DNA machines, the very ones that read its own genetic code. They have no way of telling the difference. To them, the invader's DNA looks exactly like their own. So blindly, they start reading the viral code, creating thousands and thousands of blueprints for the cell's own destruction.
The cell has now become a zombie factory. Its only purpose is to build an enemy army, and the sheer scale of production is terrifying. From that one single invading virus, the hijack cell is forced to construct an army of 10,000 new viruses.
The takeaway here is absolutely devastating.
With its command center compromised and all its factories repurposed, the cell is now completely helpless. Its fate is sealed. It's going to work until it dies, building the very army that will then go on to attack its neighbors.
So the battle for this single cell might be over, but the war is far from it. Let's zoom out to the bigger picture here, because this isn't just one cell's story. It's a glimpse into the endless arms race playing out across our entire body.
Now, what's really wild is just how fast this takeover happens. From the moment that first virus breaks in, it takes just one day for it to gain complete control. By day 2, the cell, which was once this harmonious, buzzing community, is just a wasteland, and a new army of 10,000 viruses is ready to burst out. It's a pretty shocking testament to the virus's efficiency.
But our body does not go down without a fight. That dying cell sends out one final distress signal, and in response, our immune system roars to life. Our antibodies adapt, creating new custom-made weapons to lock on to the escaping army. And these giant white blood cells flock to the scene, devouring the invaders and even sacrificing other nearby cells just to stop the infection from spreading.
And this brings us right to the core theme of this whole explainer. This isn't just a battle. It's a 4 billion-year-old struggle. It's coevolution. This struggle between viruses and us is an eternal arms race. One side develops better weapons, and the other side has to match them. This constant pressure has forced us to change, to adapt, and it's played a massive role in making us who we are today.
Which leaves us with a final, really fascinating question to think about. The virus is a ruthless killing machine. There is absolutely no doubt about that. But in constantly forcing our cells to adapt and innovate, it's also helped shape us. So what is it? Is the virus our deadliest enemy? Or could it also be our oldest and maybe most important partner in evolution?